Okay, so identifying fronts in the zone run game, okay? So it's all happening pre-snap. At East Central University, we put it on the center. Some people put it on the quarterback. It's really up to your preference. It's not something that for me, I sit on the table for the center. I call him my human computer. Those that know the centers in our offense, right, those guys are able to filter through every single box that they can. Run, pro, screen. There is no front, right, by the end of this clinic that you shouldn't be able to identify and call and put our guys in position to succeed, just in terms of the numbers, the math, right? So with that, what does it look like, okay? First of all, center communication, communicating the surface. We operate in 4 different fronts defensively. 4 down, 3 down, bear. 3rd down will get overload, which is 1, 3, 5 to the front side, expecting that 1 to cross face. Those are the 4 worlds that your guys will live in defensively. That's what you'll see. So with that, right, the menu of calls that you give as an offensive line coach has to match what we see, and the rules have to be parallel through and through. With that, we say 4 down, okay? The first combo at the point of attack for us in the run game, right, comes from the center. So if the center's got a front side shade, we'll get to the film here in a minute, right? We call uno, which means that tells the guard tackle front side, I got the front side shade, now you're working a combo to the front side ID. Once I have that front side 3, we go 4 down single, then the communication from everyone else can start. It's the only person you hear pre-snap, the center. Once he makes the call, it trickles down. With that, a big tip that I would give you guys, when you identify a front, always start front side to back side. If I start back side, I could potentially miss something on the front side in terms of the ID, and our numbers would be off at that rate. Okay, so with that, right, the visual key is also important, right? For the running back to ID to the mic, so the center will always point. Okay, the quarterback can also help if that's what you guys design. And as far as emphasis for today, right, sight words, right? When you talk about sight words, what does that mean? And therefore, but yet so. When you read those words in a book, you don't have to read them. You know what they are. Same with the bare front. Same with 4-2 wide mug, 2 3s, double A's, 2 I's, double B's. You guys should go through every front possible to give your guys that confidence of being able to see the box, call the box with that sense of confidence, right? Because when you read the word "the," you don't actually read the word "the." You see it. Bare, get to a 5 call. Solids, gap protection. We get to a call based on what we recognize and what we see. Okay. With that, there's some adjustment that you'll see. There's various fronts. We get 6 up on the line, right? Just being able to communicate versus these exotic fronts that you will see. So if we look here, okay, this is Atlanta. This is from our install sheet, okay? Top left-hand box. All right, the center's going to come up and call 4 down, single to the ID. What that is for us, center guard over, center guard single, guard tackle double, tackle tight end triple. Backside combos, A, B, C. Center guard A, guard tackle B, tackle tight end C block from the backside. With this, it's important to know these combos go to a front side ID. Why differentiate that between that and gap run game? Because in gap run game, we're pushing back to -1, typically based on the concept. So here, right, let's sort through this. 4 down single with Mike, left tackle screams uno, right guard here, the right tackle, thinking pre-snap, could potentially have a B block to -1 in a 6-man box. With -1 outside of the box, with man-on-man outside, we're a threat of collecting the rush over the top. Why? They're gapped out in alignment, they're stacked, which means what? That end technically has a 2-way go. So then you teach the backside tackle in that case, right? If I understand that leverage, now I can understand and read the stance. Then you get to stance tips, right? So 4 down single, we sift it on the backside, knowing that's the read. He crosses face, we collect. He shows up off the edge, that's the new full read. Here, front side versus front side shade, we're gonna go 4 down uno, double, or in this case, we'll go single, uno, B block versus true 6-man box, okay? Versus a 30 front with an overhang, right? We got a 4I, 0, 4I, the center comes up, right? Again, the progression is surface, first combo, ID. Everyone else filters in from there. So here, 4 down A to the ID, uno, with a head forward, a man outside with aware of pressures, game stunts to that side, then backside tackle, right? His base rolling zone, clear beat climb. In this look, right, we have a box call, okay, 5 for 5. What that means is we have the perfect numbers and the perfect math. Now, with the tackle being a read concept for us, which is inside zone, he knows I can't block the read. He crosses face collect. He shows up, he's a new read. He works to contain. He's the read now. We sit to -1 on the box call. Are we good so far in terms of the ID? Just looking at it. Yes? Good. Okay, here, we go Atlanta, away from the Sam. So in this situation, we go 3 down, okay? Why? Because we're running away from the overhang. right? If we're running to the overhang like this, the 4 down call denotes what? Now we have to account for the rush. If we block the 3 down call here, we leave the rush unblocked, and I get really, really pissed off. So with that, right, that initial surface call tells you a story. It tells you a lot. It's built in with rules. Okay, so for here, running away, we can call box. We could also call 3 down, A, double up to the ID in a box call versus 30 front. All right, here on the back side, this lower right here, we have a front side shade. We're going Atlanta to our visual left, 6-man box. Center can call uno, which triggers now a double call to the mic. So what do you notice about the language? 1 syllable, not more than 1, as far as being able to communicate with simplicity. Okay, so with that, right now we'll look through how to target some box. We'll talk about some zone run. We'll go tight inside and mid and get some gaps in at the end. Okay, for us, this is a 5-man box. This is an adjustment that we made going into this year. For some 5-man box on inside zone, tight zone, excuse me, okay? We're going to make a man call. What this means is for some 5-man box, there's no combo at the point of attack on the back side. So we go man here, it's going to be the center working to the front side ID, right, with a plus shade. Now you just work your gap side, work hip, square, to the 2I here, working the stack. Left tackle's on the uno call, right guard with a sit call, the outside man, he knows now I got the 2I big. I got to block the 2I in my A gap. Josh Rodriguez here at right tackle will sort best of 2. With that stance tip, even stance, even feet in a 4, square, it's probably playing inside. So Josh is going to foot fire in place, look to collect based on that alignment. So with this, when we talk about identifying fronts, the most important piece in my mind is what? Being able to differentiate, right, angles, numbers based on level 2. Level 2 determines everything we do, guys. Initially, level 1, we always got to take care of the down alignment, but level 2 determines the thickness, determines the speed, the rate that we depart off the combo, so on and so forth. So this is a really good job here. I'd like the center to stay a little more square, right? The right guard obviously to thud this up square, but we got a great sit here by 68 to -1. We get the man call to the backer. We get the uno by the left tackle. And the A gap for us, Arizona is a downhill right up the center's asshole in terms of his landmark. And then he just pops B gap here for a nice 4 or 5 yard gain on first down. Here versus 30 front, if we look to the field, right? We look to the field, 3 over 3, 1 high, not worried about anything in terms of front side pressure. Okay, especially based on the call as well. We got solid cardinal, which for us is tight zone. We RPO into the 3 receiver side. All right, the center in this case, all he's going to say is box. Why? We've got 5 for 5 on a tight zone call. You'll notice both guards indicate for 1, getting vertical movement, vertical displacement. Everybody is matching the path of the back in tight zone in this concept. That is a hallmark for us in the zone run game. It's our job as coaches to make sure that the departure angle of the offensive line must also match 24 here, the running back. Excellent job here going downhill through the A gap, bouncing a B, getting vertical for a big chunk yardage gain here against Stu. Very nicely done. Here, okay, we're going tight zone to our visual right. Let's understand the front. We got an overhang of the front side, so let's do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. This will trigger a 4 down call. This is why. To the overhang. If we're running away, 3 down, that's the read. Man on, man outside, he's working in. He shows up front side here. We're going to go 4 down, A to the ID, uno, but with this, head forward, lights are on, right? I'm buzzing, I'm ready to go for a stunt, pick stunt off the tackle, TE, right? So these guys must have great awareness to the front side of this call in terms of stunt. Backside tackles, thinking sift through that inside pep. We go tight zone, downhill, right through off the hash, fall backside B, big chunk gain. Here, right, this is essentially the bare front of a pre-drop rush. Up front, we go 4 down, A, I to the ID, uno, backside tackle, clear B climb, read. Again, concisity of language, consistency of language, that is what O-linemen need. We need routine, right? The old adage is we're the mushroom society, right? We're in the dark, we thrive eating shit. That's who we are. So with this, we've got to be consistent with communication so that your guys can play a lot faster. Excellent job going down here by number 3, cutting right off the backside hip of the tackle on his clear B there. Really nicely done here on the front side. You'll get to a point, right, if this is something that you guys want to include, please make sure you stop by and talk to me today. I'm willing to share whatever I got with you guys to help. But again, when you guys have this consistency of language, all right, your guys are going to play a lot more confident. Here, we've got tight zone on our visual left. Center's going to come up, 4 down. Single at the point of attack to 25. Uno, backside B, read. Pound to the back, must match the offensive line. We are going vertical with square shoulders, right? I will use the adage of what? If I'm running down the hallway, who's going to turn? It ain't going to be me, especially on tight zone. Excellent job here by the back going vertical, right through the A gap, falling front side. Excellent hat leverage here by the left guard. Understanding on tight zone, our aiming point is that here protecting your shoulder. That way we can carve out both A gaps for vertical run game here. Very nicely done. Inside zone. So what's the difference between inside and tight zone? Aiming points. For us, the back aiming point on inside zone is going to be the play side leg of the guard. With this, we see a bare front. All right. We used to just say in the offensive line room last year, we used to just make a fuzz call, which tells us we're just going to gap it out, right? Looking at the cell scout, I was like, that's not specific enough. Went to a clinic earlier here in Oklahoma and heard from Cooper Bassett over at Oklahoma State. Love what he had to say. What he talked about was SOP, standards of procedure. Versus a bare front, we make a Zulu call. What that denotes now, right? Versus bare, we go Zulu, Zulu. That's it. There's no identification. There's no communication as far as who's the ID. Now we go to what we talk about as attack and prime. Okay? If you're covered in a zone scheme within our Zulu call versus muddy fronts or any confusing fronts pre-snap, okay? If you're covered, you're an attack player, which means you attack your landmark, vertical displacement once you capture. If I'm uncovered, right? Pre-snap, we're uncovered. The only person uncovered per my rule now is the center. Why? That A gap's vacant, probably by that 35. By 35, that's his fit. Watch how it plays out. The 3 technique slants across the right guard. Now, rather than attacking vertical, he's a pry. Now he's going to pry open that front side B gap, work for vertical displacement. Nonetheless, it doesn't hit front side. It is a zone read, true zone read element here. Right, we pull off 33. Excellent job by number 4 getting vertical. Score for a big touchdown against Henderson State. Solutions, answers. Every front, you guys should have confidence in your ability to call it. We're going Atlanta here, so we got a 3 down call, right? What we ended up calling was box. We said box, box, box. What that means is we'll block the box with this, right? On a box call, center takes the nose, 2 gap nose. We work a double here to 34. Technically, right now, if I'm coaching Josh Rodriguez at right tackle, I'm going to tell him, hey, we can't work down inside. I want to sift through that inside peg of 17, widen the read. If it dictates the read, that's okay. It's going to force a give versus a 5-man box, which is what we like. Okay? But nonetheless, we go vertical on inside zone here. We capture linebackers, step on toes at level 2. Right? We talk about the technique and all that but at a later date, but nonetheless, the math has to map. The math has to map. And it's your job of creating communication so that math can map. So we have great numbers. Here, okay, we go 2 by 2, we have the 3 by close, right? For us at East Central, we love to manipulate defenses with tight ends, right? That's our chess piece. We just run a split flow concept here. 87 on the bend concept. He's actually working around the end here, going to the D gap fit, which is that safety. He widens with him. We get the cutback. Big chunk yards played here on 1st and 10 for us. If we look at it from here, right, we got 3 down front. We got a head 4, plus shade, backside 4-eye, box. No reason to 3 down, 4 down, anything. Let's go vertical on a box call. That puts the center 2 gap on the nose. Right guard indicating for 1 to his play side gap based on the call. Right, for us inside and tight zone, we indicate for 1, which means off that first step, 76 has to make a decision. If that play side gap to his is threatened, I'm working the stack square, pushing the stack square post snap. If that knee works away, that adjacent lineman works away, that head 4, now he's got a green light to climb the linebacker with his hips down, striking low to high and fit. Nonetheless, excellent job here by the left side being thick and vertical, overlapping the backside 4-eye. Great vision here by 24 for a big chunk yardage game. Again, box, box, box. Especially for you guys that play 30 front teams, the box call is something that has revolutionized my ability to teach the offensive line. Mid-zone, bread and butter for us, all right? With this, play side leg of the ghost tight end is the aiming point from the back. He's going 1, 2, 3, stretch and puncture. What does this change for the offensive line? When we're uncovered, indicator steps, right? So if I'm uncovered, right, if we're going mid-zone my visual right, the last thing I want to do is indicate for 1 and climb. Why? What if that 5 techniques plays front side of that B gap? So with that, the pattern of movement has to be patterned in with the running back. 1, 2, 3. I peek that front side gap. If it's gone, I'm snapping vertical. This is a great job by all involved here of getting this done. Okay, pre-snap, we got a 4 down front. Okay, the center's gonna come up, he's gonna say 4 down. We got a 4-man surface. Single to 12, we're going dolphin here, which is to our visual left as we're watching the film, they're right. 4 down, single 12. Right tackle's on the Uno call, backside we got the B. With this, on the Uno call, why do we make it? Why is it important? Because he's still within the integrity of the zone, but he's not involved in a combination. How does that impact what we do? Now you got to type your landmark, because what happens when you get a spike by the fight inside? You can't overreach. So now you notice, even on mid-zone, guys, you'll notice the right tackle shorten that landmark, and that's okay. Why? Because we're going to get the front side wash here, center right guard over, really, really great job. I don't love the left guard here getting that inside hand involved, okay? But nonetheless, that's what you want. You want wash down the line of scrimmage, still getting vertical displacement once you capture your landmark to cut back. This is a great job with the drop scoop at the backside tackle position, reaching the front side 3, backside 3, 1, 2, 3, wall of butts, I'm vertical. Okay, again, I teach our tackles. If you get the edge, take it, right? But if you can't, we talk about a shot put heavy arm, forcing the 3 to the C gap, which is also forcing the read from the back, which is what we see here. Okay, here we go, right? Another 30 front. This is against lost, so we go 4 down, check it, we'll go 3 down, right? Because of the concept of the play, dolphin, for us, is mid-zone, outside zone, stretch. There's no box calls. Why? Typically, we don't want to go vertical as that back is going lateral. It doesn't equal in terms of the angle. So with this, right, as a center, you're programmed to pre-snap on mid and outside zones to get to a 3-down A call, which means this. We're going to go 3-man surface, A to the ID. We're going to double the C gap defender, which is that low safety. Backside clear B climb, best of 2. With this alignment, stack 40, loose B gap fit here. Okay, we're reading stances. He can work hot to contain because he's even. He can only go to his right here in this case as he watches film. So that tackle knows on the backside, great job getting the cutoff, great job getting washed to the front side, great patience. And what you notice, if I freeze it, our shoulders match the angle of the back. That's imperative. Here's from the Y copy too. We'll go back. There's a look. 30 front, weak safety. We go 3 down A to the front side backer, double up to the safety. Just like that. Here's against Harding. Okay, we got a 4 down single call. So with this, when we talk about mid-zone, we also pin pull. We also have the ability to pull the backside tackle, which we haven't gotten there yet. We're not to that point at Essential. But, okay, we do have a cup call here. I used to call it a money. Coach Bowen's like, we used to call it cup. I love it. Center, you pull. Why wouldn't I use that, right? So with that, we go 4 down single here. We get a money call potentially versus front side 2 wide, pulls the center. But in this case, we do run a single. 4 down single here, uno, B, set, go, right? The communication should take less than 5 seconds. Creating pictures with words. Excellent job getting washed on the front side. Okay, I don't love my left tackle getting stimulated at the point of attack. Much respect to Harding. Okay, can't wait to play these guys next year, but nonetheless, right? Excellent job by the right guard on the backside, stabbing, getting a piece. Great job collecting by the tackle. Back makes us right. Here, okay, you can also RPO it. For us in our offense, all we attach is solid. We go solid anything. Now we're locking 1, locking 2 on the backside. Now we're reading the overhang defender. 6 read 7, 5 read 6. Solid dolphin, right? If we look to the field, okay, pre-snap, right? The next level for us offensively in terms of for our tackles is being able to read the structure of the formation. So we got 2 by 2, 3 over 2, head up over the slot. Not really worried about any pressure. With that, right? When we talk about when do we adjust to outside, front side pressure, typically from a nickel on the front side or maybe cowboy corner pressure from the boundary, outside of mid zone is the only time we'll ever ID it out. Inside the tie, we should beat with the path to back. Okay, here we got a 3 down. A, 44, double up, 42, lock 2. With him, head forward, thinking stab, run, 42, patient. Can't vacate my spot because we have an adage at East Central, DFYB, excuse my language, don't fuck your buddy. With that, what that means is, right, if I vacate my spot, that puts 52 in conflict. It's his job to pry open that shoulder, get his shoulders turned, so that way the right guard can overtake and overlap. Excellent job here by Tonga Cholimo, the center, getting the knock on the front side too wide on the nitro stuff. Okay, really good job sorting the stun on the back side. Really great football play here. Again, the back, reading the wall of butts, front side, it's closed, get north. Same deal here. This is beautiful. You look at this front, you're like, oh shit, maybe how do we block this, right? So in this situation, we go solid Miami, we go 4 down, single 44, lock 1, lock 2 based on the solid call. We're uno to the front side. Quarterback is just what we call in Hawaii, we say Raja. We would just read 43 here. It turns into midline. On the psycho side, on the lock side, solid side, we do psycho set, we do attack jump set. We give a run key first. Great patience here at left tackle, expecting a stunt here. It's good stuff. Solid Miami, okay? So now we're going mid-zone to our visual left, right pre-snap. In the old line world, we will typically never ID safeties, ever, ever. In the red zone, potentially. Why? Especially if they're going like 4 key or cover 1 here in the red zone, right? He vacates out. The center, what do you notice? He bumps back. So now, rather than IDing 32 here, we go 4 down, single 32, lock 1, lock 2. That's the read, right? We're a short one here. He rocks back, the center bumps back. Watch what happens. Very instinctive. Why work front side when I got a nose up to my backside, a gap? And again, look at the math. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 3 gaps. Somebody's got to cross face. Again, this is a great job by the left tackle. I call this an influence, right? We haven't done this in East Central yet in terms of a hi-hat pass set to really vacate that B gap. All right, we're getting there. You just got to have the Jimmys and Joes to do it. All right, any questions on zone schemes? Right, and again, I'm more than willing to share this stuff with you guys as we go. Okay, gap scheme, easy. Same rules. Surface, 4 down, 3 down, bear overload. The only thing that now takes place is all we do is call the ID. We fill in the blanks. Center, that's always got to call 4 down ID there. 4 down ID 15, 3 down ID 15. Why? Because it's very simple. Based on the call, you can have a leave 2 or a leave 1 concept. We'll get to that here in a minute. In terms of the emphasis, right? Again, front side to back side communication. Bear for us in gap scheme is a sight word. I see it, we get to a down call. Right? First combo should always work to -1 or adjust to a plug pressure by the backside linebacker. Here's us running counter. Sorry for you guys that coach skill positions. I know I go straight to the end zone copy. It's in my blood. All right, so here we go brown, which is our GY to the boundary here. Okay, we got a 30 front, excuse me. We got a 30 front, leave 2. For us, GY is a leave 2. Pull the kick, pull the insert, big, ace back. Okay, for us, combinations, ace, deuce, tray. Tackle tight end, tray back. Tackle guard, deuce. Guard center, front side, ace back. And again, it's so important to differentiate calls based on the scheme. Because if I hear 4 down single and gap scheme, I'm going to have a conniption. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit. The language has to fit exactly what you're trying to get accomplished. So here, we end up deucing this back. The center owns the nose, which is still not bad math. Right? We go back to 2. We kick 3. Insert to 12. Overlap 51. Big chunk yardage here against the Wonder Boys Architect. Very nice and done. Backside tackles on the slant hinge, BDC gap. 44th floor eye, we're looking to collect that full time. Not worried about edge pressure. Again, manipulate with the tight end again, right? Again, I love getting defensive players to check, reset their alignments. I like to get them to think about us for 1 second pre-snap, right? In the communication, leave 2, 1 for the pull, 1 for the insert. 4 down, deuce back, center back, guard pull flats and kick, slam hinge, leave him. That's the +1 to fit, we're not worried. You can obviously RPO on the backside if necessary, but this is a great job getting the pull to kick. I'd like 76 here to really open up that B gap, nonetheless, C gap, excuse me, but nonetheless, we get to -1 off the ID, -1, -2. Great job here by the guard getting kicked out. Tight end inserts clean. Great job by the back, getting vertical here. Again, the communication on this, 4 down, single, 12. That's it. Your guys, when you do these walkthroughs, should already operate innately and understand. Off the ID, the first combo has to go to -1. Going GY back to the boundary off S-spot motion, which Coach Wright brought to us this year. I loved it, man. As much as we swoop the back, swing screen to the field, bring it back, now we run GY to the boundary. Again, looking at the surface, 4 down, ID 12, deuce back. Back to the 3 with a 3 technique. He's going to commit full time so the center bumps off. Guard pull flat to kick. In this conference, we do see a lot of spill. Can't see a lot of box. We log all spill teams. Get a nice kick. Insert by the Y. Pretty good execution here. Again, on the front side tackle, you're getting points techniques hit. Hit the body where it holds. Tough look here, can't see it from the white copy, excuse me, but this is the thing, the one adjustment to GY counter that we had, right? You log it, you log it, you log it, you log it. They spill, they spill, they spill. Then you drive by. What that means is your +1 in the run game is now the guard. So if you notice, the right guard pulls the kick, influences the end, he spills inside. We overlap to the front side ID, the tight end makes us right. Big chunk yardage game, man. This is a great adjustment on GY counter, GT counter, also in dart here in a few moments. Pull to drive by. The crossover step just like you're playing basketball. Okay, dart, easily. For those that know me, right? My favorite run, easy. We have answers for everything. Okay, so we talk about dart. All right, we're going to go Tennessee, which is to our visual right on film, their left, okay? With this, right, and I spend too much time on the intricacies of every single look, but the picture can change. We can pull the guard, we can pull the tackle, we can deuce front side with these two versus close V gap. If this is a 2 out of the front side, now we can slice it, lock down. So this is the thing, dart has answers for every single front per how we do it and per how I was taught the concept. Okay, pre-snap, they're going to go 4 down, doom, D-O-O-M to 3. Why not deuce? Because remember, deuce tells us to go where? Backside. You have to feed them words to tell them where to go. So doom to 3, back, me, pull flat to kick on the edge call. We're going to get a doom edge. Because anytime we doom, we leave 1. If we run dart this way, we slice it, back, he works solo to 3, we U it, pull the guard, now we're inserting. So this is an open set power where you can get a pull to kick look, you can get a pull to insert look. Great job here by the front side 2, sorting the stunt. Great by the center on the back block. We overlap 95, we get the edge, touchdown. Here we are against Harding. We got Tennessee. We're going to go 4 down, slice, back, U. Solo to 42. He's blocking back on the U call. The guard makes a call, pulls the tackle front side. And again, once we're done here, I'd love to talk ball with you guys. May you got any questions, go more in detail on certain things, I'd be happy to. Okay? Great job here by the tackle, collecting 45 on the gap exchange, away from the back. Great job by the left guard, winning with high leverage. This is what I talk about, a shot put control hand here with left control hand leverage. Excellent job by the guard, overlapping 24. We get the edge. See from the white copy here. Open set power. Multiple pictures. Tighten, same thing here versus 4-1 box. Versus spill team, we get a doom edge call to the front side. He spills, we wrap, capture the edge. Four down, doom, back, me, sift, backside, sift versus 5-man box. I'm going to sift this. Right, man on man outside, he can play over the top. If he does, I collect. Zone rules. So this is the thing. Dart is a component of gap and a man scheme. Doom edge, back, me. Spill, drive-by, overlap. Again, language. That's one thing you probably hear in the first 15 minutes here, right? Concisity of language, structure of language is imperative. We got Titan here versus Okie front, probably 3rd down and about 3rd medium, right? 20 does a great job working backside for us. This is a 3-down call. We're going to slice this, we're going to ace this back, and we're going to meet this. Why? There's no 3 technique or no B-gap fits. We're going to pull the guard. He's going to sift this. With this wide alignment, we're probably just going to lock it. We're just going to set to the end here, right? For this concept, for this call, this game, we ended up slamming into the backside, so that's why it looks a little different. Nonetheless, right, this is basically a dolphin track or a mid-zone track for your frontside tackle on the slice call. Okay, now we do run bash out of it, so we just attach Q. So now we run Q Tennessee. Right, we got 30 front, we got they doom it. We back it, and we ute it with the tackle. We get corner pressure, corner roll to the boundary, safety's off the hash, corner press, awesome. I saw that as many, so happy, man. Right, the guard, the tackle pulls, flats the kick out. We insert that inside 8. Great numbers here. Are we good? Any questions so far? Please interject as we go, okay? If you got anything, let me know. Pass protection. So I want you guys to think of all the concepts, all the words that you just heard in terms of 4-down single, 4-down double. In protection, same idea. Surface, 4-down, 3-down bear, okay? Slide direction, single, double. Offensive lineman need a direction. So what we've done, we speak in code because those D linemen, in my opinion, typically are born with a few more or less chromosomes. Sorry if I offended anybody. But with that, right, it goes to what? We speak in a language that we can't get picked up. So with that, for us, slide to our visual left and scat protection. Right, half man, half slide. We go 4-down, single to the point, directional. 4-down, double, directional to the point. Okay? With this, right, in gap scheme, why change the communication in gap scheme versus scat? Because it's a different world. We got a gap, not a man. So in this situation, now we use our gap scheme language. Ace to our visual left, deuce to our visual right. So here we go no 4-down, 3-down call. We get an ace call here by the center in this situation. Talk about spirit fingers in a minute. But again, concept, direction. Big men need concept, direction. Concept, direction. We go 50 pro, which is for us going to our visual left. We get an ace call. Simple gap protection. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but again, it's just to teach the language of how we call the front. We go 50. This turns essentially to a 5 call because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's bear-ish, right? Okie mug-ish. And he's walked off the edge. Don't worry. Off the edge, he's going inside, ready to stand still. Great job by the right side sorting. We got the cut by the back. Again, the 4 rules of gap pro for us are going to be firm, aggressive, into the line of scrimmage, and square. Firm, aggressive, into the line of scrimmage, and square. Those 4 check boxes have to be checked in gap protection. We go 51, we go deuce to our visual right. Not going to talk about the intricacies of protection, but nonetheless, right? Deuce gets us all going to our visual right. In unison. Scat pro. Okay, here's some looks at it, right? We go 61, we go 4-down double to the will, lock 1, lock 2. 4-down double to the will, lock 1, lock 2. Slide direction to our visual right, ABC for 1, 2, 3. Backs here, check 1 to 2. Versus bear, you get a 5 call. We block the 5, backs check 1, 2. Versus 30 front, we go 3 down, right? When a 3-down call tells me this, both guards are uncovered. On a 3-down call, we're going to go 3-down double to will and rush. That puts 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock 2, 1 and 2 in terms of the protection. Here, Okie versus 5-man box. We're going to cross country the back in terms of his progression. We'll call box. We block box. Back checks 1 and 2. We got 591 here. So for let's see, yeah, they squeezed it. So here, right? So let's say we had a slide to our visual left, right? It's empty, right? So look at the formation. We're in no back. Okay, we're in 3x2. So the moment you're in no back, 3x2, squeeze rules apply. Squeeze rules apply. Squeeze rules apply. What does that mean? 6 up on the line of scrimmage, right? We must block most dangerous. Okay? So in this situation, rather on 690, rather than going, or 40, excuse me, going 4 down, single here, puts him there, back, there's no back. So what do? Instead of saying that, we squeeze it. Now that squeeze call basically turns to 50 protection. We gap A gap, B gap, A gap, B gap, C gap, all the way through. Quarterback has to know his hot read and know that. Answers, solutions, every front you can see based on the concept, direction. It's all the same thing. That's what you're going to hear me say. There's a lot of things what we do, man. It's simple. Okay, here's 60 protection call. We're going slide to our visual left, bob to our right. We're going to go 3 down, wide, 30 front, regardless of the shades. Don't give a shit. 4I, 5, doesn't matter. It's the structure. 3 down, single, 1 to 2. That puts 1, 2, 3, 4 to those 4. Lock 2, because that's the second down line and past the center. Back, check 1 to 2 outside. Again, I won't talk too much of the technique. We can do that on a later day. We'd love to get on the clinic with you guys and not talk all in terms of the technique, but in terms of the math, this is how we get to it. Okay, 461, right? Okie mug, 5 on the line triggers a sight word. 5 on the line triggers a sight word. What is it? 5, 5, 5. We block 5. Block the man in front of you. Guard set vertical, both backers vacate. We check the nose, then B gap to help the tackles. That sounds really going, man. All right, 60, go 4 down, single 29. Lock 1, lock 2. Guard sets the ID, handle the stuff to the front side. But again, notice the center. The center's got to peek the ID pre-snap, right? Post-snap, excuse me. Right? He drops, then I work slide side A gap. 60. We got an overhang here. We're going to go 3 down, single, 1 to 2. That puts 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2, second down line past the center. Back, check, 1, 2. Any questions on identification? Good? All right, red zone, okay? Thought process, just going to give you guys a couple ideas of what we've done. But in terms of red zone, right, you got to trigger a mindset. It's all about a mentality. Finish the drive with points. It's got to be a premium, okay? Finish the drive with points. Don't give a shit. Field goal, 7. The goal is to score, okay? Point 2, understand the field shrinks. Closer we get to the goal line, tighter throwing windows, more aggressive defenses, right? Expect more man coverage, heavier boxes, one-on-one matchups to the outside, right? Now, with that, not only is it your job to teach our mindset offensively, but defensively, what's theirs? Pick routes, different formations, big personnel, quick game. Force offenses to walk away with less points than they desired. Obviously, they want to keep us to 3, 0 at minimum, right? And then game plan questions, right? Every time we game plan as an offensive staff at East Central University, we have an outlined list of questions per each coach. Offensive line coach, receivers coach, tight ends coach, synonymous with what you'll see at your position. So with that, right, a couple questions we have in our analysis is this. Are there any unique looks in the red zone that we need to rep? Coverage, structure, 2 high, 1 high man, 0, right? Do they change identity in their blitz packages or rate of pressure? Do they change their identity at all? How do they adjust to motion 25 and in? Where and how has this defense been exposed before in this area of the field? So go watch